I'm here with my dog, my teammate. I'm super hyped to have my girl here. Two-time WNBA All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell. What's good with it?
Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Indiana Fever has been a tough road, filled with challenges and triumphs. From playing in a small city like Cincinnati, Ohio, where basketball wasn't always the focus, to becoming a two-time WNBA All-Star, her story is...
A little bit about yourself.
Oh, me, I'm a Midwestern girl. Born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. 513 kid. It's kind of tough to come out of where I come from because it's so small, and so you get what you get. It's kind of a dense city. It's not as like a Miami or like an Atlanta, so you kind of get what you get. And so I grew up hooping through my family. I come from a family dynamic of just sports. My dad was he went to school to play football. So he met my mom at Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And that's how I was brought into this world.
Shout out to your parents, though. Shout out to your
Game. Growing up in the Midwest, Kelsey's upbringing was rooted in sports. Her parents, both athletes in their own right, laid the foundation for her to pursue greatness. She speaks about how her family dynamic shaped her love for basketball and her determination to rise above the challenges of her surroundings. Coming from Cincinnati, a smaller city, I didn't have the same opportunities as someone from a bigger, more bustling city, Kelsey reflects. But sports were my escape, my way to connect with others, and my way to carve out a future.
It was always a safe haven. I kind of took it from there, just, utilized what I knew about it. And that's how I knew what my lifestyle was, just through hoop. I had friends through hoop. I just, you kind of gain a lifestyle, and the rest was kind of history.
Yeah,
I look back at it now, I went from Cincinnati and I went up the street to Columbus, to Ohio State University, and I was always a homebody, but I knew I wanted to get out of Cincinnati. That was cleared. And once I became a Buckeye, I kind of chose being
But basketball was always there for me. She moved from Cincinnati to Columbus to attend Ohio State University, and while she was always a homebody, it was at Ohio State that she truly began to embrace her potential. Becoming a Buckeye was a defining moment, and her love for basketball grew stronger every year. In 2018, Kelsey's dreams were realized.
Both been here for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Y'all done been through the tough years. Well, you really got to grind it out. Tough season.
What, you had 7 years here?
all 7.
All 7. You ain't never been to another
Fever
team.
girl.
7 years and how many years?
So I was here from 2015 to...
She was my back.
Hey, wait. Wait.
She was.
Don't count my age right now on TV. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? I still...
Selected as the number 2 overall pick in the WNBA draft. But instead of starting her career with instant success and glory, she faced the harsh reality of constant losses with the Indiana Fever. Despite her personal talent, the team struggled to find their footing. 7 years with the Fever were tough. But Kelsey never gave up. She remained determined, working hard through the tough seasons, learning from every setback. There were years of struggle, but you have to grind it out. You have to stay focused and keep pushing, no matter how tough it gets, she says. It was in the 2024 season that everything changed. With the arrival of new players and a renewed sense of team spirit, the Fever began to turn things around. Kelsey found herself not only thriving individually but leading her team to new heights. It was a roller coaster, but we're finally seeing the payoff.
The first 3 years, you can kind of sum it up. You ain't got to give me a long story. I was there with you for 2 of them, so kind of give me what that rough patch was like, and then we can kind of skip through and get to...
Says, smiling. Her journey with the Fever is a testament to her resilience and love for the game. From the early years of disappointment to the highs of becoming a WNBA All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell's story is one of growth, perseverance, and the unbreakable bond she shares with the sport of basketball. Her experience is a reminder that success isn't always immediate, and sometimes, it takes years of hard work and dedication to finally see the fruits of your labor. But when it does come, it's all the sweeter for the struggle.
Year 1 through 3.5. Well, let me just say this. I went through my 7 years in Indy. I've had 4 head coaches. So that within itself was kind of like, no one really knows what an experience of the black stick at the bottom. Trust me, I've been there. Trust me. So I was, that's really how it started.
Kelsey Mitchell first arrived in Indiana, expectations were sky high. The Indiana Fever had high hopes for their new star, and Kelsey was eager to prove herself. But the road to success was far from smooth. The challenges that lay ahead would test her resilience in ways she never imagined. In the years following her arrival, the Fever faced a series of disappointments. They missed the playoffs not once, not twice, but for 7 straight.
So, different coaches got hired, and I think that at that point, we was trying to figure out whether I was keep swimming or if I would sink individually. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what would happen in my career. I didn't know how it would turn out because the points were the points, the accolades were the accolades, but it wasn't enough.
That team winning. Team, not individual, team.
Yeah. And anybody that want to compete and be a winner, you know
it's about team.
To make matters worse, one season was so rough that the team only won 5 games. Can you even imagine the weight of that kind of disappointment, season after season? But here's where Kelsey's story takes a turn. Despite the team's struggles, her individual talent shone like a beacon in the dark. She wasn't just good, she was consistently great. From 2018 to 2023, Kelsey averaged over 16 points per game. That's not a flash in the pan, that's sustained excellence over half a decade. Even through the tough years, Kelsey was a bright spot on a team that couldn't find its way. The first few seasons were especially difficult, but through it all, Kelsey kept her focus. We had our rough patches, no doubt.
And I just think the hand I was dealt was like, I take was, I trusted in the organization in different ways, from like the management and the people that they brought in. And so I just kind of like trusted the wave. And so I look back on trusting that wave now, and now I'm here. I don't know what.
You really started over 4 times though.
I did.
Like every time you get a new coach, you kind of really start over because you got to build that relationship with that coach. Although the coach know who you are, they know what the players they have in the locker room. It's a different ball game for sure.
I was in survival mode when I put my back against the wall, and so what everybody see now is just I've always been a fighter. I've always kind of had to compete and find a different way.
She admits, but through the highs and lows, she kept grinding. However, personal success can only mask team frustration for so long. Kelsey, ever the competitor, found herself questioning her future with the Fever. Yes, the points kept piling up. Yes, the accolades were rolling in. But something was missing. The points are the points, the accolades are the accolades, but it wasn't enough. What I wanted was team success, she reflects. That hunger
never really put it on not necessarily it wasn't a goal. I just knew I needed to train and do what I need to do to keep my name. Like I said, you in defense mode and everything you do at that point. And so when I got the first, and I was like, really? I got a call from the WNBA. You get the call.
Bro, but like you wasn't even hype. You was just I'm going to WNBA. I said, what? Hold on. I'm in the locker room like, yo. Hey, I'm like, what's your age? I'm like,
man, and it's so crazy. Like, I downplayed it.
No, so bad. I need you to know. Hello, I need you to know you downplayed it.
Team victory is palpable in her words. Kelsey was ready for more than individual achievements. She wanted to win as a team, to feel that sense of collective accomplishment. But what really made the journey tough?
I like that.
Hey, that's a good one.
I like that.
I always got my back dirty. Hold on, let me put that in my pocket.
I like that.
I always got my back dirty. Hold on, quote that. I always got my back dirty.
I've always had to, and you can kind of relate because you've had to go to different places and get a spot. For me, it was about keeping my name at least, or my game relevant to enough to have
stability. Over the course of her 7 seasons with the Fever, Kelsey played under 4 different head coaches. That's 4 different voices, 4 different systems, and 4 different visions. How do you build a championship contender when the blueprint keeps changing? The coaching changes were a huge challenge, Kelsey says. You're trying to grow and develop, but it's hard when the plan keeps shifting. Every new coach brings their own approach, their own ideas. It's tough to find stability when the ground keeps shifting beneath you. As the years went on, the Fever were always in rebuilding mode, trying to find their rhythm, trying to get back to the playoffs. With each new coach came a new direction, and the team was left to adjust and adapt. But Kelsey, through all the ups and downs, stayed committed to the game she loved. At the start of her career, Kelsey Mitchell was faced with a critical decision: keep swimming through the tough waters or risk sinking. With the weight of years of disappointment and struggle,
year for me from a standpoint of like personal. I lost my dad 5 or 6 months ago, so that was tough. And I look back on my year now, Dub, and I'm just so grateful to be here again because I never thought, for one, to be doing it without a parent.
Yeah.
I think anybody that come from a 2-parent home or know what that's like, or just, lovable parents in general.
Right.
And, when I lost that, I didn't know what
her career would lead. But one thing she knew, she wasn't going to let personal achievements be her only measure of success. The points were the points, the accolades were the accolades, but it wasn't enough. What I really wanted was a team victory, Kelsey reflects. For anyone who's ever competed at the highest level, it's about more than personal glory. It's about the team, together, fighting for that collective success. But here's where Kelsey Mitchell's true character shone. Lesser players might have.
I miss my dad so much now because he was the only person that reminded me
Who
what
you
that
are.
worth
Yeah.
was like. And so he was aggressive and hard on me, but it came in a position of now I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't want nobody, because when I needed saving,
Or let their effort slip, but not Kelsey. Her work ethic became the stuff of legend within the Indiana Fever organization. Day in and day out, she was the first player in the gym and the last to leave. Despite the relentless losses, Mitchell kept pushing, kept striving, and kept believing. The team wasn't winning, but she was determined to help turn things around. As the losses mounted, so did Kelsey's resolve. She made a choice that would define
things, it hit home, a part of your heart's, broken, and you look back on it, some of the hours that I put in the gym, I couldn't even calculate them because I felt so much pain and trauma. Like, I felt so much pain. Like, I felt so much, like, I worried about my mom. I worried about how she feel now that she didn't have a significant other. I worried about my siblings. My brother was overseas. My sister was trying to figure out life outside of her 9-to-5 job, what she wanted to do. And she had got into coaching and relied on my dad for some stuff. And so we all had a piece ripped from us, and we didn't know.
It's one thing to stick around when times are good, but my loyalty during the tough years, that's what sets me apart, she says. It's a rare thing to stay committed when everything seems stacked against you, but Mitchell's belief in her team and the organization never wavered. I trusted the organization, I trusted the people they brought in, she recalls. It was a rough hand I was dealt, but I took it, and I stayed loyal to the process. That trust, though tested time and again, paid off. But loyalty came with its own challenges. For different head coaches during her 7 years with the Fever meant constant change. Each new coach brought their own vision, their own way of doing things. Every time, Kelsey had to rebuild, both relationships and the team dynamic. It was like starting over every time.
But now, gang, I look at our lockers and stuff every day. I just be like, dang, I'm here today.
Well,
so I'll be grateful, man.
Man, listen, I'm in there with you, and I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job. You show up and do your job every day. Sometimes I gotta get in your but that come with the territory. You know what I mean?
Who would I be if I didn't yank Dubs change?
Hey, but I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job.
I appreciate you, gang.